Yes, sir.
What is your ability to distribute calls to individual salespeople or offices based on, say, zip code?
That's great. So we are probably unique in this situation where we treat every individual salesperson at the end of the chain like a unique client. So every individual salesperson can have their own order and their own filter mechanisms and their own routing mechanisms. So that individual salesperson at the end sets their own days of the week, times of the day, can go on hold or off hold, and that individual salesperson can have unique filtering and routing criteria associated with them. So we have had clients where there's one client and we send out one invoice, but we have literally 400 sub-clients underneath of them that we're able to manage in real time.
And if you're trying to direct to a particular salesperson, Sean, and the salesperson is on a call dealing with your previous lead transfer, how does that work?
So that's when we do a little bit of training on the front end for the salespeople that'll take transfers. One of the things that we're going to train them is as soon as they take the transfer to put their account on hold. And then our system would reconcile that, not transfer another call to that particular sales professional until he took his account off hold. So we put them in the driver's seat there. And that is a big problem. There's a lot of mega lead buying institutions whose phone systems aren't quite up with the modern technology of ACD, UCD, hunt groups, round robining. And this is the way we're able to get around it, is we get down to the individual salesperson and let them control the flow of transfers directly to them.
And one other thing is we have a backup number. So if the guy does forget to put it on hold, he's on the phone, we can't get through, our system will automatically kick to a backup number. And also, if there's no backup number or if that also goes to voicemail, we leave a message with the lead ID and tell the person to call the consumer back. They can look it up and get the number. We tell the consumer to call back within 24 hours. So there's two more steps.
Right. But obviously our number one objective is to make sure that's a live handoff, because we really believe that's the majority of the value right there, is the live contact. Questions? Yes, sir?
What are the common reasons why a person would actually, what are the top reasons why a person would actually fill out a form? Because I assume that when you call people back, you're not going to get 100%.
No, far from
What
it.
are the common reasons? Because it's hard to imagine somebody filling out a form.
Sure.
You get it to them right away and then saying, what are the top reasons?
And by the way, that's exactly what Brian, the lead seller, says. I don't understand. They filled out the form. Why wouldn't you be able to get in contact with them? So let me give you categorical answers. There's 3 reasons why an internet lead would not result in a hot transfer. The first reason is no contact. And frankly, we have no visibility beyond the fact that we had no contact. So the reason, did they give us the wrong phone number? Are they not picking up? Are they caller ID watching? I don't know. There's no contact. The second reason, or the second 2 reasons, we've made live contact. Either they were not interested when we called to confirm their interest in the product or service. They refused to be transfers, in other words. Or they were not qualified, meaning they didn't make it through the screening process that we had crafted with the client. So in this case, we use size, shape, and color of the widget as the qualifying questions. So it might be that, say, the sales professional only wants green widgets, but Rich wanted a blue widget. And so we were confirming Rich wanted a blue widget. He said, no, it was really a green. We probably would not have transferred that in that situation. So those are your 3 reasons. No contact, not interested, and not qualified are the reasons it's not going to result in a transfer.
In your experience, what has been the highest rate of transfer from 70%?
Gosh, we have seen north of 50. We have seen north of 50, but never 70.
In fact, the answer, I think your specific question was, why would someone fill out a form and then say no? They're tire kicking. I was curious what this was. I was kind of interested, but no, I don't want to talk to the sales guy now. Maybe they thought they were going to get a quote by mail. They weren't serious enough to talk to someone. Or they're calling on behalf of their mom. Well, that happens more than you think.
Maybe they're just looking for a price, like I illustrated, and there wasn't a price there. They just maybe thought there would be one. They go, I don't know.
It's particularly true in mortgage and insurance lead generation. A lot of consumers fill out a lot of forms expecting rates or quotes to be on the confirmation page, only to get a message that says, thank you, somebody will be calling you soon. One more question? Anyone? Yes, sir.
What's the typical range of size of clients that you like to work with? I know you'll go as probably as big as you can get to, but in terms of at the low end, what is kind of your floor?
That's a great question. I certainly do love Mega Lead Buying Co. However, we have Joe the loan officer, we have Joe the insurance agent. We can actually work with a one-man show who might buy 5 transfers a month from us. But we we also have folks that want 500 transfers a day. So that's the luxury that we have with this platform. There are call centers in there, but to us it feels like software. It scales like software. It looks and feels more like Google AdWords than it does a hot transfer type platform.
Do you know what number of percentage you actually buy from the company?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Like closing rate?
Sure. We get anecdotal feedback. We don't have a literal feedback, meaning they're not using our software to manage the sale. And that's going to vary by industry. That's going to vary by vertical. And frankly, it's going to vary by product within those verticals. So what you do see is usually a 3 to 6x lift off of whatever the conversion rate was off the raw internet lead. So, we've got one control case study that we use where it was 4,000 leads in an EDU lead buyer, shared leads where they were able to get 40 starts from those 4,000. When they ran the same 40,000 through our process, they were able to, 4,000. When they ran the same 4,000 leads through our process, they were able to get 70 starts from it. So, substantial lift off. There's two ways of looking at conversion rate there. What's your denominator? Is it the raw internet leads, or is it the number of hot transfers received? But in either way, we're squeezing more juice out of the lead flow. Yes, sir. Mortgage, insurance, and education. Although, we say this internally a lot, we can do transfers with bulldozer repair kits. The platform is the same, the process is the same, irrespective of the product or service. Yes, ma'am. We're a B2C, but again, there's nothing that's stopping us from B2B except one of the aspects that makes a program more appropriate for hot transfers is lots of supply. And that's very rare in the B2B world. So frankly, we generate B2B leads for DoublePositive, but we don't run them through a hot transfer process. There's just not that many. Our sales guys are very eager and willing to jump on that call as quickly as that B2B lead might come in. Yes, sir.
Do you work with any direct response kinds of lead buyers?
Can you flesh that out a little bit?
Toll-free numbers on TV at night.
Sure. We'll take this platform and we'll direct lots of different types of voice traffic through it, but it's always performance-based. So if somebody has, what we're not is we're not buying media and we're not generating leads. So if somebody is buying media and generating leads, whether it's phone calls and voice traffic or it's internet leads vis-a-vis internet traffic, we can flow them through this platform and transform them into a hot transfer of a qualified and interested consumer and do it on a performance basis. So I think we're out of time. It's been much too short to cover everything. The next item on the schedule is the happy hour out there in the exhibit hall, and we will be highly available to chat. Please come seek us out in the exhibit hall. Also, Mr. DoublePositive here has reserved the penthouse here at the Mirage for individual breakout meetings, so we still have some time slots available. And finally, just a reminder, we got an 11 a.m. meeting, 11 a.m. session tomorrow that is directed for the lead sellers. So if you want to come back for the encore, feel free. Thank you, everybody.
Exciting, yeah.